So we eat food, right? And we think food is this very source of the energy that we need. We are quite wrong. Because we know people who have been living for 1 or 2 or 10 or 5 or 50 or 60 years without eating. Not a question of a few hours or a few days, right? Or a couple of weeks. For years. And they are functioning and thinking and working like the people who eat up to 5 or 6 times a day or even more. You know, there are people that whenever they pass somewhere, they always want to take up something to eat. You know, we are still like the little child. Anything we pick up is direct. So we must be pretty strong in order to, you know, to hold that hand back when it comes to food. And if you eat too much, you are in trouble just the same. So if you are thinking that eating a lot of good food, you would be very energetic and very strong and you can work for long hours, you are making a mistake. Because when you eat more food, you are giving your body more work, so it gets tired fast. So the big eaters, you know, they always want to sleep. Because they are overcharging their system. They are overworking their system. And those people who have a tendency to eat too much is because the contact to the inner source is very little. This is why they feel so weak. This is why they want to sleep so much. And this, you know, and a lot of illnesses begin to come, or psychosomatic diseases, so many things the individual begins to suffer from. Purely because, you know, we are not in touch directly, consciously with the source. So, as we were saying, right, as the mind keeps functioning, we must know how to stop that. Suspend the activity. And you know, this is the greatest secret in life. If you know how to suspend not only the mind but the body as well, which becomes automatic, right? You can automatically heal yourself of any disease whatsoever. And this is why when you get any type of disease, the first thing is rest. And sometimes they have to give you certain tablets to rest. But this is an artificial type of rest. It is not a natural form of rest. This is why you don't improve in your health that way. Rest is the most important thing. But you get a superficial type of rest. You don't go deep down to suspend the activities of the system. And this is why it is difficult to get rid of the disease, you know, automatically. And before we can get to that state of wisdom, right, we must get all these things in order. You have to stop the activities of the body and the mind before you can get into that source. If you can't do that, you would not attain wisdom. You would attain knowledge, relative information, which has its value. But we would never be satisfied with that. Because as man, our essence is that wisdom, is that source. This is why we are looking for it. But we are looking for it in the wrong direction. Amazing, something which is within us. And when we are using the word within us, that is also not really correct. It is. We happen to be that essence, that intelligence, that light. Whether you say the soul, whether you say the being, whether you say the spirit, or whether you say the supreme being, no matter how you call it. This is what we are looking for. And a lot of systems, like religions and philosophy, give us a lot of hope to get there, to attain that. They dangle a lot of things in front of us, like, like the carrot and the donkey, to keep them going. And the poor donkey sometimes never gets the chance to eat that carrot. Why? They let us believe, they let us have faith. They say so many beautiful things. I don't want you to think that I'm criticizing. We are analyzing because we want to know. You see? And when we are not satisfied, we go out to look anyway. Because man would never be satisfied until he attains wisdom. He would never be. And that is the beauty of man. He continues to seek. He never stops. So now we are beginning to have an idea of how certain things function within ourselves. We have a mind, we have an intellect which discriminates, we have a body which is the instrument that these ideas manifest. But when we don't have certain inner experience, we don't know how they function. And we can't see these things functioning clearly. But if we don't know how to activate the inner levels, we don't see anything. We don't see anything. But when you really do know, you see, you don't have to ask questions. You know, it is like the doctors in India, not the modern type of doctors, because they know very little. In India, you have the natural medicine, the Vedic medicine, and it takes these doctors 15 years to understand their profession. And if you have the opportunity to meet one, and you go to see him, you, as the patient, is not allowed to speak. Which is completely different in the other case. Our modern doctors is always asking you, well, how do you feel? Where is the pain? What do you think it is? You have to tell him everything. Almost everything. But not with those. All he does, he just touches your pulse there. And he would be telling you what type of disease your grandfather had. What type of disease your father had. He'll give you a full case history. And then telling you what you have would be very, very simple. Because we can be telling you so many things about it. Now, this is where the body can tell us so many things. But if we do not take time to observe the functioning, to study how it is functioning, to get down deeper, activating the deeper levels, and beginning to have direct experience, you would think you know, but you would not know. Guru